Hi, you're welcome, Ma. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for signing up so early. Thank you, Ma. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. We're going to start at 3 o'clock exactly, but we're going to give room to people. We're going to have them join in. And yes, we're going to have them join in. While we have people joining in, I'm going to be playing some music. I'm going to just play music while we have people join in.
Do you have a big call of God on your life, but don't know what to do to make it into a reality?
Wow, thank you for joining in. Thank you, thank you. Just enjoy one of my favorites in recent times. If you can hear me, please just put in the chat box that you can hear me. Thank you, Oluwadamilola, for joining in. Thank you, Damola, for joining in. I appreciate you. Thank you.
See what the Lord has done. Can you see what the
We're still waiting for others to join in.
What we waited for has come to pass. See what the Lord has done. On your wedding day, you're going to sing that. Can you see what the Lord has
By the time you have that 4 to 5 figures for investments, I believe this is the song you're going to be singing. See what the Lord has done, you know. Thank you. You're all welcome. You're welcome. I hope you can hear my music. And please, as you sign in, please just tell me where you're joining from. I would appreciate that. I would love to see that in the chat box. Let me see where you're joining from. Thank you.
What we waited for has come to pass.
Hi, Damola from Lagos. Thank you for joining in. Thank you so much. I'm glad to have you here. Please, as you join in, just let us know where you're joining in from. Thank you. I know it's 3 o'clock, but I just want us to wait a bit for about 5 minutes to have more people join in.
Has come to pass. Then you say, my eyes have seen, my ears have heard. I have seen what the Lord has done. The baby I've been waiting for, He has brought it.
Yeah, we have somebody else joining in. Please, as you come in, let's hear, type in the comment box where you're joining from. I would really love to know where you're joining from. Tell us your name and where you're joining from. Thank you so much. Please, if you're sending in your message, send to everyone so that everyone can see. All you need to do is click in the chat box to everyone rather than to one person. Click everyone. And yes, we can see where you're joining from. I'd like to say thank you to the early birds, Damilola, Oluwadamilola, Damola, Mommy Rike, and I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Wale. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you guys. I celebrate you. Thank you for sticking to time. I love you guys. Thank you. And our mommies and our daddies, uncles, aunties joining in, I'd like to say thank you so much. So please, we're just going to wait extra 5 minutes to have people join in. And once it's 3:05 Eastern time on the dot, we're going to kickstart this. I understand this is a Sunday evening and tomorrow is Monday. People want to go to bed early, especially for my friends in Europe, for my friends in Africa, and then for my friends in North America. The day is still young, but I know you might want to catch your Sunday nap. So please, we'll keep to time. We'll keep to time. Thank you, Gloria, for joining in. Thank you so much. Thank you. I celebrate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mommy Rike from Ireland, thank you so much for joining in. God bless you, ma. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
I'd like to see where you're joining in from. Thank you. I believe we're going to have a lot of fun. I know people tell me that discussing money can be boring, but in Jesus' name, this one is not going to be boring. We do everything in Jesus' name here because Jesus works for us. And Jesus is the reason why we do all we do. Yes, thank you so much for joining in. We have 2 more minutes to go. For those just joining in, please feel free to tell us your name and where you're joining from. We'd like to give you a shout out before we start. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you can hear me. Chiamaka from the UK. Woo-hoo! We are fully represented. We have the North American continent, we have the Europe continent, we have the African continent. God is taking us places. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please join in and tell us where you're joining from. And as soon as it's 3:05 Eastern time, we're going to kickstart. You are the Lord I have done. Oh, see what the Lord has done. And please, can you see my slide? Can you see my PowerPoint? Please just put it in the comment section if you can see and hear, if you can see my slide, and if you can hear me and hear my music, please just put it in the comments section, in the comment box, so that we just do a quick sound check and a quick technical check, just to see that we're all good to go. Or just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and if you can see the slide. 1 more minute and we're going to start this. Thank you, Ma. Yes, you can hear me and you can see the slide. Thank you, Ma. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ma. For those just joining in, please feel free to drop in the comment section. Let us know where you're joining from, your name and where you're joining from. We want to give you a shout out before we start. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Damola. He says he can see, he or she says can see and hear. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I really trust that it's going to be an awesome time. I really trust that it's going to be an awesome time. Thank you. Okay, now we're good to go. This is 3:05 because here we keep to our words. So we're going to kickstart. You're welcome to the 4-step framework for planning and saving for investments. And for those that have not met me before, my name is Tolu Olaniyan. By profession, I'm a chartered accountant, and I'm not just a chartered accountant, I'm passionate about personal financial management. I love to see young professionals win with their money, and that's what we're going to be discussing here today. At the end of the session, you have opportunities for questions, and you have opportunities to drop in your questions, and I'm going to answer those questions. But let's jump right into it. Thank you all so much thank you so much for joining in once again. So I would like to say you are in the right place and welcome again. So you are in the right place if you earn consistent income, but it seems like you have no savings or investment to show for it. I've been there. So if you're at that place in this point or at this point in time in your life and you're feeling frustrated, welcome home. You're in the right place. And you're also in the right place if you want to plan and save 4 to 5 figures for investment from your 9-to-5 income, especially if you really want to do it quickly, you want to do it in 90 days, You're welcome. You're in the right place. You're also in the right place if you have tried, you have said this planning and saving thing, I really want to do it, but you keep splunging the money and you have nothing to show for it. My dear, you're in the right place. You're welcome. You're in the right place. You're welcome. And I also want to say that you are in the right place if you are a 9-to-5 worker and you have been trying to stabilize your finances. And if you've been trying to stabilize your finances, you're welcome. You're in the right place. We're going to get all of this. We're going to get all of this sorted out today by God's grace. Yes. Now I'm going to state quickly that this masterclass, I say it, I'm not trying to indict anybody or spite anybody, but I say it with all form of respect. But I want you to just know so that we're on the same page, if you get what I mean. So this masterclass is not for you if you are not ready to plan and save 4 to 5 figures for investment. And I hate to say, but I would also like to say that if you are not at a place where you have a consistent source of income to manage, then this masterclass might not be for you. Then lastly, I would also want to say respectfully that this masterclass is not for you if you get upset when I give you the opportunity to invest in a program. And that program, what's that program all about? That program offers you the coaching you need to plan and save 4 to 5 figures for investment. But I want to believe that you are here because you want to save 4 to 5 figures for your investment. So I really promise, and here's my promise to you, that in the next 60 minutes, by God's grace, I will deliver as much value as I can in this masterclass. And I promise you that nothing I am teaching is based on theory. These are things that have worked. They have worked for me and they have worked for those clients that have worked with me one-on-one. So what I'm trying to tell you is everything I teach you today, it works. Now, what am I asking for in return? Please come with an open mind. I want you to have an open mind to the new information you will be learning today. Some of it might not be new, some of it might be new, but I want you to come with an open mind. And please, I want you to take plenty of notes so that you can begin to implement. Because I always say that what makes the difference is taking action. Action is what births results. So please, I want you to take plenty of notes that you're going to take action on, not just notes for your books, not just notes for the sake of notes. And as you take the note, I also want you to feel free, any of the slides that I am presenting, if any of it resonates with you, or if any of it just, if you caught an aha moment like, oh, wow, this is it. This is what I have been doing wrong. This is what I need to start doing. Please feel free to take a snapshot of that screen. And I ask for one favor. Put it up on your IG story. Tag me. My Instagram handle is @PFM with Tolu. Tag me on that on your IG and tell me what it has been like for you, what this masterclass was like for you, what you learned. I guess this is my huge and most my way of you telling me this is the most acceptable, for lack of words, my most pleasant way of you telling me thank you for organizing this free masterclass. So please, I want you to pay attention, because you can get a huge, not even you can, you will get a huge aha moment from one statement, or even more than one statement that I'll be making in this masterclass. Now, what are the tips for watching this masterclass? I want you to get yourself in a quiet room. If you have not, I want you to get yourself in a quiet room, and I want you to devote your full attention to this training. Please, 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 please. I know sometimes I'm also caught in this thing of pressing my phone when I'm not supposed to, but please put your phones on silent. You can always check your social media later. You can always check your WhatsApp message later. And if you're using your laptop like I am, please close all the tabs and any extra app that might distract you, because you know what? This is going to be an amazing 60 minutes. This is going to be an insightful 60 minutes. This is going to be a transforming 60 minutes. You can go on, I can go on and on and on. And at the end of it, you're going to see what I'm saying, that I'm not just bragging, I'm not just making mouths. It's going to be an impactful one, honestly. Now, what are we going to learn in this masterclass today? You might be asking. We are going to learn mistakes that you need to avoid when it comes to planning and saving for investment. There are mistakes you need to avoid, and we're going to be discussing that. We're also going to be talking about ways to get intentional with your finance, because trust me, to win with your finance, to save 4 to 5 figures for investment, you really need to be intentional with your finance. And I'm going to be showing you how in this masterclass. And last but not the least, I have a 4-step framework for planning and saving 4 to 5 figures for investment. I'm also going to be showing you that step and that framework in this masterclass. Now, the most exciting part for me in this masterclass is I'm going to be giving you an amazing opportunity. It's awesome. It's beautiful. I'm going to give you an amazing opportunity to enroll in my brand new online course. It's hot, season hot from the oven. Thank God for inspiration. Thank God for ideas. I'm going to give that to you in this masterclass. And what's the investment plan formula? What's the course all about? Is how to plan and save 4 to 5 figures. Just a few seconds. So I kind of minimize all of this stuff so that you're able to see my screen clearly. Can you see my screen, please? Please just drop in the chat box if you can see my screen. I'm trying to just minimize this so that you can see it clearly. This is not going to be a distraction, but I'm going to try my possible. Okay, yes, we can. Okay, so now the interesting thing about the masterclass is there's an early bird discount. You get to save $100 if you pay within a certain time frame. But you know what? I'm not going to let all of the cat out of the bag. I'm going to keep it up. So please stay on with me. Stay on with me. And yes, I look forward to it. So you might be asking, why should you listen to me? Especially for those that are meeting me for the first time. Who is this girl? What is she talking about? Let me tell you who I am. I'm a 9-to-5 employee. So let me tell you, all of these things I'm telling you, I have been through it. I know it. I'm still going through it. So I'm a 9-to-5 employee. And despite all the challenges we face as employees, with the help of God and with being intentional with my finance, I was able to plan and save 5 figures in US dollars. I tell you the truth, I lie not. I'm a child of God. So I won't lie to you. And anything I put on this slide, there's no lie there. So let's get that one from the onset, right? God helped me. I was able to save 5 figures. Not only did God help me, I took action because I believe that even with the help of God, we need to take responsibility. So I took action, I took responsibility, and I was able to save 5 figures in US dollars from my 9-to-5 income for investment. And now what I do is I help young professionals like you. I help young professionals plan and save 4 to 5 figures from their 9-to-5 income for investment. Now, let me tell you a brief story about myself. This is a younger version of me. I don't know, maybe this was probably 10 years ago or something like that, but let's jump right into it. So as a 9-to-5 employee in my mid-20s, I was earning a significant amount of money. I was earning pretty decently. However, the thing was I didn't have much to show for it. When unplanned expense showed up, when it popped up, it flushed my money plan. It flushed it down to drain. I was unsure of where my money was going to. Now, I've always been a saver, probably because of my upbringing and probably because of my profession as an accountant. But the bad thing was I would save. I would always save. So there was no time that I didn't have savings, I must tell you. I would save, but what will happen is I will splurge. I would just spend the money anyhow. Like I wouldn't even know what I use the money to do. Sometimes I would borrow people. Some people, I'll lend people I need to save, and they won't even pay back. And then I'll start the savings journey again. So I was always saving. But you know what? I then figured out that to build lasting wealth, rather than do nothing with my finance, that I needed to be intentional with my finance. I kind of said, you know what? We can't continue like this. I had the self-talk with myself. And during that, I had a self-talk with myself. Is that the right English? Please pardon me if I make any grammatical error, or I'll try not to, but please, yeah. But what am I trying to say? I had this self-talk, right? And during this time, I used my investment plan formula. At that time, it wasn't called investment plan formula. It was just a step. It was just a strategy that I used that enabled me to save 5 figures in US dollars for investment from my 9-to-5 income. And trust me, it was a breakthrough. It was a breakthrough. And what was I able to do? I was able to use that new system to plan and save for investment. Now, when I mean investment, I'm not just talking about investment in securities and investment in the stock market. Investing in yourself can also be investment. Starting a new business can also be investment. paying for courses to develop yourself can also be investment. So at that point in time, I really wanted to go back to school for an MBA program. And with the savings I had, I was able to go back to school for a full-time program. I had an 18-month program where I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything. The only thing I was doing was I was facing my schoolwork. And to God be the glory, I didn't take a student loan. And this helped because I was able to save five figures in US dollars. Not only that, I was able to invest in real estate, another financial instrument. And thank God, because of, and you know, the real estate market, there's always capital appreciation, right? That has helped a lot. And I think one of the greatest thing was I stopped worrying about money and I spent guilt-free because I had now become intentional about my money. My money was no longer controlling me, but I was now giving my money deliberate action and deliberate assignments. And I began to build wealth to secure my financial future. Now, I must tell you that I haven't gotten there. I'm still at it, but I have enjoyed all of the journey all the way long. I have enjoyed it. And I am inviting you to come along with me on this journey. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. My life and my finances, it made a huge shift after I discovered this system of planning and saving 5 figures for investment. So there was no longer that thing of me saving, splurging, starting again. It was a huge shift. And one of most, like this is just a highlight of some of the things that I was able to do. I was able to resign from a job that wasn't giving me ultimate satisfaction. And I was only able to do that because I kind of had a plan B, right? And I was also able to pursue my personal development goals and still pay my bills, right? So God helped me. I didn't put anything on hold, especially I really didn't put so much on hold because of money, because I had set priorities that this and this and this is what I wanted to do. I was able to do it and my bills were still flowing, you know, my bills were still flowing. And I think the greatest part was I stopped worrying about money because I now had a plan that I was sticking to. And not only that, I had returns from investment. And I think the sweetest thing is having returns from investment. Now, we're going to be discussing the money mistakes, but I understand that discussing money issues is a very sensitive thing. Some of us, when we were growing up, we didn't have these conversations and we feel uncomfortable talking about money. But please, I want you to feel free. I want you to know that these mistakes being pointed out, they are in no means and in no attempt any way trying to fault you or judge you, not at all. Some of these mistakes, they are natural and unconsciously, we make them unconsciously because you know what, we've been doing this from when we were young. It's just become like second nature to us. But you know what, the consequence of these mistakes, they are quite harsh, right? They are harsh both financially and psychologically. And I want you to avoid these consequences. I want you to avoid these consequences. And to avoid these consequences, we need to realize what these mistakes are, and we need to become intentional about not making them. I guess that's the way that we actually can win and become intentional with our finance. So we're going to jump right into the mistakes to avoid. And I think the first mistake we should avoid, mistake number one, is waiting to have a lot of money before we save. Procrastinating, having that mindset that the money I'm making now is not sufficient. And there is money available, but you're telling yourself it's not sufficient. Please, I want us to stop that. You keep convincing yourself that you will start saving money when you get the next pay raise. And you get the next pay raise and you're like, I will save when I get the next pay raise. And what is it? What does it look like? You are procrastinating and you're putting off savings, even though you have a consistent source of income. And I tell you, all it takes most of the time for this savings thing is just for you to start. And once you have a consistent source of income, when you start with discipline, you'll be amazed. Let me just throw a bit of numbers around. Just imagine if you could save $1,000 per month consistently for 12 months. At the end of 12 months, you would have saved $12,000. Now, if you keep waiting, 12 months is going to come and go and you won't have anything to show for it. So I think all you need to do is start. Even if you cannot start with $1,000, sometimes it's even as small as starting with $100 and increasing it. You say, okay, today I start with $100. Next month I put it at $200. Next month I put it at $250. Another month I put it at $200. But the most important thing is you're making progress. Now, what's the effect of this mistake? Now, what happens is when you keep procrastinating that, oh, I'm going to save when I have my next income, when I get my next pay raise, I'm going to, when you keep procrastinating, what happens is when investment opportunities present itself, there's the inability to take advantage of these opportunities, because what you should have done maybe 3 months ago, there's nothing to show for it, right? So, but what is the effect? What is the benefit of not making this mistake? Now, imagine if you have saved up $5,000, or probably less, just for train numbers around, you've saved up $20,000. And then there's a miracle. I'm just calling numbers, so nothing serious, nothing major, nothing here. And you intend to buy a house, right? For instance, and somebody is ready to sell that house just for numbers' sake for $10,000. Imagine what would be your joy and what would be your satisfaction and your fulfillment if you already have 20,000 saved. I don't know if that is making sense, if you get what I'm trying to say. So that's the benefit of not procrastinating. You have the ability to take advantage of investment opportunities. And not only that, there is no more fear about missing out on paying your bills, because I know for those of us that live in North America, that live in Europe, even in Africa, there's nothing as terrible as having your financial obligations fall due and not having money to pay for it. Is horrible. And I really hope and I really pray that none of us will find ourselves in that condition where these bills are staring us in the face and we don't have anything to pay to pay for it. But it starts by being deliberate. It starts by taking action. It starts by saving wherever you, at whatever point you find yourself, and not just saving for saving's sake, saving for investment. Now, mistake number 2 is relying heavily on credit card. What does this mean? You are using borrowed money to pay for consumption expense. I know they will tell you they are going to give you this point, they are going to give you that point. But you don't want to borrow so much that it becomes so difficult to pay. And the painful thing about borrowing is the interest on it. When you are making those payments using your credit card, it's not that bad. But it becomes really overwhelming when those bills fall due and you cannot pay. And then the interest begins to accumulate. So you want to ensure that you are not using borrowed money to pay for consumption expense. And the worst of all is you want to ensure that you are not using borrowed money to fund your lifestyle. And what does this mistake, what does it look like? Now, like I mentioned earlier, because cash is not used, because like for instance, when you go to the grocery store or when you go shopping, when you go with cash, when you pay the cash, when it's finished, right? All you need to do is step out of the store and say, you know what, this money has finished. But the temptation with credit card is they'll tell you have $1,000 limit, and you keep swiping and you keep swiping. And what's that? The outcome of it is that there is this temptation to overspend. But you are using credit card to buy stuff that you are unable to pay for in full when the bill is due. Trust me, if you are unable to pay for something in full when the bill is due, then probably you might not even want to be buying that thing in the first place using your credit card. Now, what's the effect of making this mistake? Like I said earlier, the inability to pay up the amount outstanding, it can lead to high interest charges. And what does high interest charge? What's the impact of high interest charge? What I have come to realize is that I would almost say that high interest charge, especially on consumption goods, is a silent robber. It robs you of your money. The money that you would have saved for investment, you're using it to pay interest. And in this world of financial management, you're always on the better side. You're always on the advantageous side when you're on the other side of the fence. And what do I mean by when you're on the other side of the fence? You're on the side where you are receiving interest on investment. You are better off than being on the other side of the fence where you are paying interest for money borrowed. So please, what I'm inviting you today is please come over to the other side of the fence where we get interest for money invested. Let's cross over from that and stop paying interest on consumption goods. Now, there are good loans and there are bad loans. We're not talking about that today. It's okay if you use mortgage, if you use loans to secure a mortgage, if you use loans for a student loan and all of those kind of things. But when it comes to buying things for lifestyle, buying things for consumption, especially when you cannot pay for it in full, credit card might not be your best friend. Credit card might not be your best friend. Now, what's the benefits of not making this mistake? You are able to save 4 to 5 figures for investment because your income is no longer weighed down by interest payments. Your income is no longer weighed down by interest payments. Now, the third point we're going to talk about is really not so much of a mistake, or what do I call it at this point? For lack of better words, I'll call it a trap, which is black tax. And I know so many of us can relate with black tax, but for those of us that cannot, you might be wondering what is black tax. Now, black tax is that financial support that we as Black professionals are expected to give our extended family, where we have family members and there's this expectation that we are to provide for them. Now, sometimes these family members, they may or may not have supported you when you were in college or when you were building your career. Now, I don't want you to get it twisted. I'm not against you giving. I'm not against you helping. I'm not against you reaching out. I am a strong advocate. One of the pillars of my financial success and my financial freedom on this journey is giving. But what is it I am against? I'm against allowing yourself or allowing people to put you under pressure because you want to meet the needs of family members at the expense of your saving and investment. Please don't do that. Instead, what I want you to do is, I want you to get a line on your budget to cover for all of those expenses, like meeting up with family needs, extended family, reaching out to them. And the thing is, once that budget line is used up for the month, any other person that comes in, please, the person should not be offended. There's a budget. We work with a plan here. We do not just do as occasion serves us. We have a plan that we are sticking to. The person can wait till the next budget season, if you get what I mean. So what's the impact that this has on 9 to 5 as the impact of black tax? The thing is, there are fewer opportunities to save for investment, and then it becomes difficult to reach your financial goal. And it even becomes more difficult to create generational wealth, because you know what? We're all out here to build generational wealth. Now, while it is, you might be asking, what's the way forward? While it's awesome to give, I am a believer, I'm a strong believer in giving. I want you to do so with discretion. And I want you to do so on a budget. And you know what? Above all, I want you to learn to say no without feeling guilty. This is the easiest way you can become intentional with your finance, both to extended families and both to yourself. You need to have that ability to be able to delay gratification and say, Tolu, is this a need? Is this a want? If it's a want, Tolu, we're going to save for this stuff that you want to buy. This is not the right time. We have other financial priorities that we are working towards, and we want to ensure that we meet these financial priorities. That's the best way, one of the best ways to become intentional with your finance. Get on a budget. Have all of these line items on your budget. And once you're done with the line item, once you've expended the money on that line, you know what? Wait till the next season. Wait till the next season. So I hope you have learned a thing or two from all of those mistakes that we have shared. And I hope that you have decided that you're going to take action. And if there's any mistake that you have made hitherto, I really hope that you're going to go back and stop making that mistake. I really hope you're going to go back and stop making that mistake. Now I'm going to introduce you to the 4-step framework for planning and saving 4 to 5 figures for investments. Like I said earlier, this is the same framework that has helped me and has helped my clients to get results. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. And these are the 4-step framework. You need to have a money mindset shift. You need to plan your money. You need to learn to begin to spend less and save more. And because the outcome of this is investment, you need to be investment ready. Now, I'm going to take you briefly through all of these points because I really understand that we're running out of time. Okay, well, we're still like 30 minutes into the session, but I want to get you out of this place at the max time. I don't want to take too much of your time, but we're going to quickly run through it. Now, the first step is you need to have a money mindset, a positive money mindset. Now, you might be wondering, Tolu, what's this money mindset thing you're talking about? Now, your money mindset, it's unique to you. They are the sets of belief and attitude you have towards money. Now, this money mindset might have been endorsed or might have been, what's the word now? Might have come in from your childhood. And what this money mindset does is it drives your decision. It drives your decision about spending. It drives your decision about saving. It drives all your decision about handling money. Now, you need to have a positive mindset, because to plan and save 4 to 5 figures for investment in 90 days, you must first believe that it is possible. Now, not only will you believe that it is possible, when you begin to believe that it is possible, what now happens is your mind is kind of reset to begin to be motivated to take actions so as to see these positive results. Now, the thing is that you will begin to seek opportunities to reach your goal of saving 4 to 5 figures for investments. And rather than see roadblocks that, oh, this thing is not possible, you begin to see ways that you can make it work. You begin to see ways, and that's the effect of having a positive mindset. And that's one of the things that I did when I had that objective that, oh, I wanted to invest in myself. I began to see ways. I began to say, oh, this thing is achievable. This thing is positive, is possible. And with that, you begin to have, when you have a positive mindset, what now happens is you begin to look at money from a different perspective. You begin to look at money from a different angle. You begin to see money from a place of abundance, right? You begin to see money from a place of abundance. Now, what is it? Sometimes what happens is that sometimes because of the difficulties we have experienced while growing up, most of us young professionals, we then begin to believe that we are not able to plan, we are not able to save 4 to 5 figures. You're like, how much is my salary? Trust me, you can do it. You can do it. This is a testimonial of one of my clients that worked with me, but she has decided that she wants to be anonymous, and for privacy's sake, for confidentiality's sake, we have left it that way. Now, this my client for which we are withholding her name. She had always wanted to save for investment, but she had tried and she wasn't able to. But when she worked with me one-on-one, this was the outcome. She was able to save $21,000. This is a snippet of our account balance. I am telling you the truth. These numbers aren't forged. I want you to see the possibility. I want you to see what is the reality for you, what is achievable for you. So you can come up, you can actually do this. I want you to stop telling yourself that you can't. I want you to see the possibility. And that's why I'm showing you this testimonial from one of our clients that worked with me one-on-one. Now, the second step in this framework is the planning stage. Now, what's the planning stage? What does it refer to? What does it mean? It's a money plan. It's a documented money plan of your current money situation. Not only are you putting in your current money situation, you're stating what your financial goals are. And you're not just stopping there. You are saying what are the strategies you need to put in place to achieve these goals. Now, I want you to underline that word. I want you to underline this word, documentation. Not like underline, but I want you to kind of register in your head about documentation of the money plan. It has to be documented. It has to be documented. Now, why is it important? What happens is when you have a money plan, the money plan now acts as a guide. It acts as a guide in ensuring you have money for the things you need and those things that are important to you. Because when you have this money documented, you know what you have, you know what you can spend, you know what you can save. And that's what happens when you have it documented. Now, what's the benefit of having a plan for your finance? What happens is when you have a plan, it helps you create financial stability. By following a plan and tracking your expense, it becomes easier for you to control your money. A lot of times I speak to young professionals and they feel like, Tolu, it looks like my money is controlling me. And trust me, God has made it that you should be the one controlling your money and not the other way around. Now, how can you escape from your money controlling you? Is when you get on the plan and when you are tracking your expense. It now becomes easy for you to save 4 to 5 figures for investments. Now, the effect of having a plan for your money is that you would know exactly how much you earn. Sometimes some young professionals, they don't know how much they earn, which is not good enough. Now, I'm not trying to point accusation or point accusing fingers at you, but you know what? we need to be deliberate and we need to be intentional with our finance. You need to know how much can you afford to spend per time and how much do you need to invest to be able, how much do you need to save to be able to reach your investment goals, to be able to reach your financial goals. You need to have that. And that is what the money plan can do for you. Now, I see a lot of times young professionals make this mistake because they believe that making a money plan is restrictive. Trust me, making a money plan is not restrictive. It doesn't restrict you in any way. Rather, what it does is that it brings you to a point of awareness of how and what you are spending on. Now, when you begin to plan your money, when you begin to track your money, you are able to go back and say, is this what I want to spend on? Because what happens is most of the time, when we are not tracking our money, there are things you don't want to spend on that you find yourself spending on. Probably you don't want to spend so much on eating out, but because you are not tracking that expense, you will not know how much you are spending on eating out. I have come to realize that all it takes for you to spend 500, all it takes for you to blow up, I made a post some weeks back, and I said, all it takes for you to blow up or splurge $3,600 in a year is spending, I think, at least $15 per day on eating out. And you might not even eat out every day of the week, even just eating out 4 times a day. So now what am I trying to do? I want you to come up with that. I want you to become intentional and go back to your bank statement. What is it that you are spending money on that you really do not want to spend money on? Are there some unused subscription that you are no longer using again, but you have forgotten to disconnect? And month on month, the service providers are deducting that money. We should go back to look at our bank statements. As 9-to-5ers, we should become intentional with this thing. Now, this is another testimonial from another person that wanted to be anonymous. He sent me this message on Instagram, and he said, "Happy New Month, sis. Q2 2021 has been very sweet, right from the very first day." He said he has been exceeding his budget and is giving all the glory to God. He said, "Thanks so much for the template." Yes, we have a template that we share that helps you to create your money plan. So in case you're saying, "I don't even know where to start," don't worry, we have you covered. We have you covered. We have a template that we can send to you so that you're able to plan your money, you're able to track your expense, and you're able to win with your finances. Now, number 3 of the step of the framework is we need to learn to spend less and save more. In other words, I love to call this delayed gratification. What does it mean? To plan and save 4 to 5 figures in 90 days. Because you know what, we put a time frame to this thing, because in this financial goal setting thing, we are specific, we are measuring our goals, we are ensuring we are setting goals that are achievable, we are setting goals that are time bound, we are setting goals that are realistic. And to be able to do it, we would have to exercise a whole lot of self-control. And I think the biggest part is we need to learn to say no to impulsive spending. I think that impulsive spending is another big way young professionals get it missed or get to flush or splurge their money. We need to learn to say no to that. Now, why is it important to spend less and save more? It helps us to achieve our financial goals faster. And it helps us to enjoy the kind of life we dreamed about, not just for ourselves, but even our loved ones, you know. And trust me, when you're spending less for today, it's not going to continue forever. It's just for a time, it's just for a time frame, because you're working towards something. And once you've achieved that goal, you know what? You go back to normal, if you get what I mean. Now, what happens when you do not spend less and save more? What will happen is, if you keep spending more than you are saving, soon you have to keep borrowing to meet up with your financial obligations. And like you remember, we discussed earlier that what interest does, especially paying high interest on consumption debt, is that it weighs your income down and stops you from saving 4 to 5 figures for investment. So when you keep making this mistake, when you keep spending more, you will have to borrow to meet up with your obligations. And you borrowing and paying interest, you are unable to save for investment. Now, another reason I see that why some young professionals, 9-to-5 workers, why they make this mistake is, you know what, you want to keep up with the Joneses. Please, let's stop it. We should only buy things that we know we need. you know what? We're not in competition with anybody. We're not here to impress anybody. We should only work at impressing our future self. We should, anything any other person is doing, especially as it relates to finance, let's see it as noise. And let's focus on our track, because everybody is running their own race. Now, this is another testimonial from Mariam. She said she has always been a team of earn, save. She has always been a team. Let me just read this out so that I don't get it all twisted. She said, earn, save, invest, then ball. She said, as a finance professional myself, I happen to be a baller. Now, what she says she happens to be a baller is, you know what? I will spend all I have today. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Let's just enjoy life today. Aha, like she said, my motto is enjoy life. So she says, I earn, use it for self-care and have a good time. However, Tolu, a long-time buddy, happens to be someone who preaches to me about delayed gratification. And today, I'm glad that she has come up. She has become the team, earn, save, and invest. So she earns, she saves, she invests, and whatever returns she has on her investment, she uses it to enjoy life. So that's what I'm welcoming you to. That's what I'm calling you to. Please come over to the team, earn, save, invest, then enjoy. We're looking forward to having you on that side of the fence. We're looking forward to having you on that side of the fence. Now, the fourth framework that I'd like to talk about is investment readiness. Now, you might be wondering, what is investment readiness? I'll just say this. To start your investment journey, trust me, there are steps you need to take. There are questions you need to ask. And there are structures you need to put in place. These and many more is what we refer to as investment readiness. Now, let me tell you something. Investment is not gambling. There is quite a bit you should know before you dive into it, because you don't want to lose your hard-earned money. Because there's just a thin line. You must understand, you must ask questions, you must do your research, you must ensure that you're crossing your T's and you're dotting your I's. You work too hard, like I say every time. You work too hard to just watch your money go down the drain in an investment option that you do not understand. You must learn to make smart investment decisions. And your smart investment decision must be in line with what your financial goals are, because the financial goals need to be achieved. So you need to have that understanding. Now, 9-to-5ers, they believe, oh, all I need to do is have the funds, you know, but having the fund is not all that you need when it comes to investing. You shouldn't think that planning for investment is a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. And for you to be able to beat the monster, somebody said, Tolu, how do I beat this monster called inflation? To multiply your savings and beat inflation, you need to lay the foundation properly. One of the ways you can beat inflation, by the way, let me just throw this out there, is investing. But you need to lay the foundation. You need to lay the foundation properly. I'm going to give you another testimonial of Dara. She says, being in a new country, I wanted to get a car as soon as possible so that it will make commuting easy. She said with the tips that she was able to get from diverse sessions at PFM Academy, she was able to save for her first car, and the car was paid for without needing to take a loan. You know, I always love to hear when young professionals do not have to take a loan for small things. It's okay to take a loan for mortgage, it's okay to take a loan for student loan and all of those things, but like my own opinion, my own perspective, you might say I am wrong, but I really don't believe in taking a loan to buy a car. Because for me, I see a car as a depreciating asset. Now, I don't want to go into all of those technical things, you know, but I always love to see young professionals not burdening or putting so much pressure on their income by means of loan, you know, if you can, I really believe that, yes, you can. I want you to save and plan for your investment. I'm going to tell you about myself, like I said in the introduction. I was able to multiply my 95 income, and this enabled me to go back to school for a full-time program as an international student, and I didn't have to take a student leave. And this is all glory to Jesus, right? This is all glory to Jesus. So Yes, these are the 4-step framework. Now we're going to jump to the concluding parts of this thing. We're getting to the end of it, where we're going to be entertaining questions. We're going to be entertaining questions. Now, so far, we're going to do a brief recap. We have learned the mistakes you need to avoid so that you can plan and save 4 to 5 figures for investment. We have also talked about for you to become, how to become intentional with your finance. We have talked about you being ability to say no without feeling guilty. And most importantly, documenting your money plan. Now, we have also talked about the 4-step framework for planning and saving 4 to 5 figures for investment purpose. Now, I'll say that you are not here by chance. This is not accidental. You are here because you want to secure your financial future, not only for yourself, but that of your loved ones. I believe you are here because you want a solution to your savings problem. You want to save and you want to invest. I believe that's why you're here. And you're welcome. And I also believe that you are here because you are ready to make a change. You're ready to make a change. You're ready to take action. Now, I must tell you that everything I have shared with you today is not theory. I've told you, I'm not lying to anybody because of anything. There's no point lying. But I'm telling you that I am sharing all of this because this has been proven, not just by me, but by my clients. The truth is you have 2 options. You can decide to do this alone. You can keep trying to figure it out by yourself. Some of us are smart learners who go spend countless hours, trial and error on Google, on YouTube. It's okay, it's fine. But trust me, if you want to do it fast, because the year is going and we need to save 4 to 5 figures for investment. We need to save 4 to 5 figures for investment before this 2022 ends. If you want to do that, please come along with me. Come join me and see my framework. In this course, you're going to have detailed lessons, you're going to have workbooks, and the most important part of it is you're going to have support. I think the greatest thing that has happened to communities and that has happened to human beings is having support system. You can do this alone, but sometimes it can be overwhelming when you're doing these things alone. For me, I like to work in groups. For me, I love team, I love community, I love my family. They are my support system. Jesus is my support system, but God has put my family around me. God has put communities around me to do things that I want to do faster. And that is why I'm introducing the investment plan formula. It's how to plan and save 4 to 5 figures for investment in 90 days. When you come on this course, I assure you, once you take action, once you take steps, once you trust the process, the minimum, once you do the assignments, the minimum you would be able to do is you'll be able to save 4 figures for investment in 90 days. This is not some form of marketing gimmicks. I'm not a marketer, and I don't believe in telling lies. I've said this thing 1,010 times, but trust me, you will be able to save at least $1,000 if dollars is not your currency, but just convert it. Once you're willing to do the assignment, it's hard work. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's hard work, it's discipline, it's delayed gratification. But I'm going to hold your hands and I'm going to walk you through the process. Here's what we'll cover. In phase 1, we're going to do a money mindset shift. And in this money mindset shift, I'm going to help you stay focused on the end results. And we're going to create beliefs that are not limiting or negative. We're going to help you fix your relationship with money. That's what we're going to do in phase 1. And then in phase 2, we're going to plan your money. We're going to help you to ensure that you don't spend money that you don't have. We're going to help you put you in control of your money. And we're going to help you set your money priorities. Now, phase 3, like I told you, is a 90-day course. Phase 3, I'm going to help you to stay out of debt, especially consumer debt. I'm going to help you to say no to impulsive spending. Somebody sent me a message last week I put up a post about impulsive spending. She said, Tolu, you are shaking this table, you are breaking this table. Yes, we are shaking this table, we are breaking this table. We are going to say no to impulsive spending. We are going to go into the grocery store with a shopping list, and we're going to stick to our shopping list. Because you know what? We're going to save 4 figures in 90 days. We're going to help you save 4 to 5 figures for investment in 90 days. And then the last phase, we're going to get you prepared for investment. We're going to help you identify your risk tolerance. Because before you go into investment, you need to understand, what is my risk tolerance? There's no point going into investment and you lose sleep because of that investment. You're going to ask yourself, what am I comfortable giving out as investment? Because investment is head or tail. It can either go south or it can go north. You know, so you want to invest as a beginner, most especially from a place of comfort. We're going to help you to determine your investment approach. Do you want to do it by yourself? Do you want to get somebody to do it for you? Do you want to use systems to do it? And then we're going to help you identify investment fraud early enough. We're going to help you identify those Ponzi schemes of, oh, come and invest, referral, bring somebody. I'm not saying all referrals are scam. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that we have proven methods to identify investment fraud early enough. And this is what we're going to be showing you in phase 4. Now, I have a beautiful bonus for you when you join on this course. I have a beautiful bonus for you. The bonus number 1 is the debt repayment masterclass. If you're here and you're telling me, Tolu, I already have a lot of debts, I don't even know where to start from. Trust me, with this debt repayment masterclass, and you do what we say you should do, and with God on your side, you're going to pay off those debts, especially consumption debt. Mind the word that I've been saying, consumption debt, not like the mortgage and all of those other bigger ones, right? And we're going to help you to know what to do when you feel like you're struggling with consumer debts. Now, bonus number 2, we're going to help you come up with a meal planning strategy. We're going to help you create a meal plan so that you can stop the excuse of eating out. You know what? In the next 30 days, we're going to cut off that Uber Eats, because you know what? We want to save 4 to 5 figures for investments. Now, it's okay to eat out, but you know what? We're not going to make it something consistent, because, you know, as 9 to 5ers, I think that's one of the huge traps, because we are working so much, we are working all day long, and we find ourselves, oh, it's 12 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock. I haven't cooked anything. I don't have anything to cook. And the next thing is Uber Eats. Bonus number 2, meal planning made simple. We're going to guide you through how you're going to do your meal preps so that all through the week, you do not have to do Uber Eats. You only do Uber Eats when you really want to just spoil yourself, but you don't have to do it because you don't have anything to eat. Now, bonus number 3, we're going to have a group coaching call. We're going to have 6, because the program is 90 days, that's 3 months. We're going to have 6 bi-weekly group coaching calls where you're going to be in a community of like-minded young professionals. You're going to be in a community of like-minded community. Sorry, I'm so excited about this and I'm already repeating myself. You're going to be in a like-minded community of 9 to 5ers who are planning to save 4 to 5 figures for investment. There's nothing as great as community. So I'm going to be welcoming you to that community. And there will be replays for all of these coaching calls, just in case you are able to attend. And the additional bonus you have is that you will have a Facebook accountability group. And I personally will be holding your hands in the wealth creation journey. I'll be holding your hands so that you can plan and save 4 to 5 figures in 90 days. Somebody just dropped something in the chat box and I didn't see it. Oh, laughing out loud at the Uber Eats. Yes. I know you can relate. You can relate at that. Yeah. Okay, I'll just minimize that. Thank you for throwing some fun into it, Gloria. Thank you. Thank you so much for throwing some fun into it. Okay. Now, this is what is possible. Let me tell you what is possible when you join Investment Plan Formula course. In the first month, you can save $500 because you have now become deliberate about giving your money specific assignments. In the second month, you've saved $500 in the first month, remember. In the second month, you can up it to $1,000. Why? because you're going to cut down on expenses, especially those expenses that, you know what, they are not urgent and important. We're going to teach you how to differentiate expenses that are urgent and important. And then in the third month, you'll be able to save 1,500, which will now give you that heads up to be able to kickstart your investment journey. And trust me, after 90 days of consistency in saving and in investing, I tell you, you would have been able to save and invest 3,800. Please, I would appreciate if you could mute yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you. You would have been able to save and invest 10,800 by becoming deliberate in cutting down your expense and in saving. Now, this entire system is well over $10,000 because of the time, the meal planning guide I'm going to give you, the debt repayments, the investment, it's well over $10,000. But you know what? I'm giving you an early bird discount. Because I'm doing this course for the first time, because I've always only had one-on-one coaching, now we're moving to a group coaching. So the pre-sales price is $699. However, if you sign up by April 6th, you get $100 off. Sorry about that. You get $100 off. And what does that imply? I'm going to show you that. You get to pay $599 one-time payment today if you sign up before April 6th. Get the discounts at the pre-sales price of $599 US. Now, I have two options for you. My computer is acting up. You shouldn't act up at this time. There are two payment options. You get to do a one-time payment of $599 today or before April 6th, or you make two easy payments. You make $400 today, and then in the next 30 days, you make another 400 payments. I've made this as easy as possible for you. Please don't sign up. Let's just still be here together, you know. So you have that opportunity. This is a framework that has helped me and my clients to get results. And this is that framework, especially if you're a 9 to 5, if you have a 9 to 5 income, if that's your only source of income, I'm here to guide you on that. Now, you might be saying, $599. The question is not whether you will make your money back. The question is how easy it will be for you to plan and save 4 to 5 figures for investment using our framework. We have a refund policy. Let me tell you, I know that these strategies you will learn in this program, I know that it works because it's the same process that has been behind my own success and that of my clients. Freeing yourself from the paycheck to paycheck is life-changing. And I want you to feel really good about making this investment in yourself and in your future. And that's why I'm telling you that I offer a 7-day money-back guarantee. If by the end of the first week, you feel this course isn't right for you, I promise you that I'll refund you your enrollment money. That's how confident I am in the quality of this course. It's if you feel that at the end of the first 7 days, you feel, this is not working for me, you just send in your email, we'll send you a form that you're going to fill, and within 5 business days, we'll process the refund. But I know what, you're not going to ask for a refund because it works. This framework works. Now, I'm going to drop the fast action bonus link in the chat box for anyone that wants to pay. The fast action bonus is up until April 6th, 11:59 p.m. That's when the bonus, the promo price of $599 for one-time payments and 2 installment payment of $400, that's when you're going to have it. And trust me, this is the last time this is going to be at this price. I'm making it at this price because this is the first time I'm launching the group coaching call, and because I want a lot of people to join in, and because I want to help you. After April 6th, the price is going to go up, but I'm not going to tell you what the price is today so that you don't get pissed off. even if I tell you, you're not going to get pissed off because you know you're my personal person. So I'm going to put, I want you to click the enroll button. I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to put it in the chat and in the chat box for everyone that wants to enroll today. Now, what is going to happen? Okay, let me just quickly copy the link and put in the chat box, and I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you how it works. If you have any issues once I send the link, please let me know. So this is what the page looks like. And like I said earlier, you have two options. You have the one-time payment of $599, and you have the two installments of paying $400 today and paying $400 in 30 days. All you need to do is just hit the button, join program now. When you hit the button, join program now, you need to put your first name, your last name, your phone number, and your email, and you say pay with Stripe. Once you hit pay with Stripe, it's going to provide a platform where you then put in your bank details. And as soon as you put in the timer has started. Once the timer hits 0, you would not have access to this one-time payment of $599 because the payment would have reverted back to the full sum for the course. Now you might be asking, what's going to happen after today, after you make payments? Let's go back to our slide. So please go on. I have shared the link in the chat, and I'm still going to send the link in your emails just in case you're not able to do it now. You still have till the 6th of April to sign up. Now, what's going to happen is once you sign up, once you make payments, you will get an email containing your login details because it's an online course. You also get a welcome letter. And please, just in case you make payments and you do not get that email, don't panic. I want you to please check your junk or your promotion folder if you don't find it in your inbox. The email is going to come from the email address tagged tolu@pfmacademy.com. Now, if you don't get that payment confirmation, I want you to please send me an email at tolu@pfmacademy.com, and then we can take it up from there. You would also get an invite to join the Facebook accountability group, which I discussed earlier. The Facebook accountability group and the program itself, it starts on April 25th, 2022. However, we'll be having our first group coaching call and our welcome party on May 7th, 2022. Now, I welcome you again to the Investment Plan Formula Club, and I look forward to having you join us. Thank you so much for your patience, and thank you for staying along all the way. For everyone that has stayed till this time, thank you so much. I would like to entertain questions at this time. Please feel free to drop in the chat box what your questions are. I'll just check what says the time. Wow, I made it. God help me. This is just 4:04. Okay, so please, if you have questions, we're going to stay up for probably another 5 to 10 minutes because I'm so much aware of your time. I'm sorry, I know I said 60 minutes, but I would want to entertain questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat box, and I look forward to answering your questions. So please, the chat box is open. I'll be doing all the talking. Please, I want you to send in your questions and I'll be more than happy to help you. I'll just take water while I wait for the questions. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Thank you for the clap ovation. Thank you. God bless you, Ma. Thank you. So please, if you have questions, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. Thank you. Wow, Dee, so good. Thank you so much, Dee. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And please, if you don't have questions, just say no questions so that we don't keep you waiting. But I'd really love to have you ask questions. I'd really love to answer your questions. So please feel free, send in your questions. Or was there anything that I said that you need some form of clarity? Was there anything that, or is there anything that you might be having challenges with that you want me to talk about, especially as it relates to financial management? Please feel free to put it in the chat box. I'll wait. Yeah, we're going to be strictly on time here. I'll wait another 5 minutes, please. Or if there's anything you had like to contribute, if there's anything you had like to say, while we still wait for those that might want to join in to make payments. I believe the chat, the link is already in the chat. If you have any issues with the payment link, please also feel free to send a message to Tolu@pfm, Tolu@pfmacademy.com. So please, yeah, I'll be waiting for your questions. And once it's 4:11 Eastern time, we'll then wrap it up. Yeah, so please send in your questions. The house is pretty quiet, no pressure, but please send in your questions. Wow. Doesn't mean everything I said was perfect. Okay, Damola, the black tax part, funny, but can be a real struggle. Yes, true. Thanks, Damola, for speaking. Thanks for speaking up. Yeah, it can be a real struggle. But you know what? We're going to add it on our budget. We're going to add it on our budget line. We're going to set a limit for it. And we're not going to go beyond our budget limit because we want to save and invest with. We want to plan and save 4 to 5 figures for investment. It's great to help, but we're not going to break our backs because trust me, irrespective of what you do for some people, they will never still be satisfied. There are still some people that appreciate all of these things, right? But we need to become intentional with our finances. We need to become intentional with our finances. Damola, thank you so much for bringing up that the black tax part. Yeah, it's a real struggle, but you know what? We need to begin to learn how to say no. It will take a while. It's not so easy to say no. There are some people, I must tell you the truth, there are some people I can't say no to. They are so dear to my heart. And these people that I can't say no to, the good thing about it is that when I don't say no to them, when I reach out to them, what I get in return is way beyond what I even gave. So there are some people like that I must tell you the truth that I can't say no to. They are precious, they are dear to my heart. But you can't just spring up on me and begin to put me under pressure. And everywhere you can find, you begin to send me message, send me money. I'm not working for you, sorry. I'm not working for you, right? So yeah. So yeah, I missed out on some conversation. How do we relate the 4 to 5 figures to Naira as some of us earn in Naira? Okay, thank you. As some of us earn in Naira, I know Naira is really, really funny. But let's look at it this way. At least you are able to save. Now, when you come on board, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask you, what is your objective? When you come on the course, investment plan formula, you're going to write out what your objective is. And we're now going to work with you based on where you are. Now, the 4 to 5 figure is basically for those that earn, like those in Europe, those in North America, right? But when you're joining in from Nigeria, you're going to tell us what your investment goal is, what you want to save towards, and we're going to come up with a strategy for you. I don't know if that makes sense, Gloria. If that makes sense, please let me know. Can you still hear me? Hello? Hi, are you still there? Now, the next thing, he said it was a good session. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, can you still hear me? If you can, please let me know. Yes, Mommy Rika says, okay, thank you. Okay, great. Thank you. Mommy Rika says, okay, oh, great. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I thought I was signed out. For some funny reason, the message came up that I was signed out. Mommy Rika says, you actually taught in an easy to understand language. Thank you, Ma. Thank you for the kind words, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Yes, thank you. So I don't know what says the time now. Let me just check. This is 4:10. Can we then say that everybody was fine with this? And just in case there's no pressure if you don't want to pay this time. All I ask is please take the link. You can have the link. I'm going to also share the link in the next email I'm going to be sending to you, the payment link. But bear in mind, that the promo ends on April 6th at 11:59 p.m. The promo ends at that time. After that time, you wouldn't have access to the course at the price of $599 one-time payment and 400 installment payments. Was somebody trying to say something? It looks like somebody unmuted themselves to say something. Okay, so this is 4:11. I'd like to say thank you to everyone once again. I look forward to you dropping your emails. I look forward to you sending me questions. And above all, I look forward to you joining Investment Plan Formula. Was kickstarting the course on April 25th. And I look forward to having you there. Once again, thank you to everyone that has joined. I really wish I could call everybody individually. But you know what? I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining in. And you know what? I look forward to seeing you in the course. Yes, I look forward to seeing you because it's going to be such an amazing time. And yes, I look forward to seeing you because thank you everyone for joining. I'm just going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to take a screenshot of all those that are still here at this time. I should have done that before now, but I got carried away. Permit me. I'm going to just take a screenshot. I've done that. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And I look forward to having you join us in the course. The course is opened till the registration, not the course. Registration is open till April 6th. And yes, we kickstart the course April 25th. And I look forward to hearing your success story. And I look forward to you going off and taking action with the points that we have shared today. Thank you so much for joining. And do have a glorious week ahead of you. And do have a restful and a peaceful night. For my family members, my friends joining in from Europe and joining in from Africa. And for my friends joining in from North America, we still have a beautiful sunny day. We're going to enjoy it and have a blessed week ahead of you. Thank you so much and God bless you. Bye.